This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now Kyle and Cinch Munson will talk about the Propane Farm Incentive Program.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer visiting with Cinch Munson. He is with the Propane Education and Research Council, but you mainly work with the agricultural issues or the agricultural market on propane.
Yeah, I'm kind of in charge of the agricultural portfolio, if you will. So any equipment that uses propane in agriculture, I keep an eye on that. I'm kind of the go-between, if you will, between the ag industry and the propane industry.
And certainly propane has been in agriculture for a very, very long time. I mean, it originally started as almost a free fuel, but it's has its own demand, and that demand continues to grow.
Yeah, we in the ag market, there's a lot of new technologies and a lot of efficiency upgrades happening that just makes propane, continues to make propane a very good choice in ag operations. Yeah, there's a lot of history there with it being used for building heat, whether it's swine, poultry, greenhouses. So there's that history, grain drying and crop drying in general. But we're seeing a lot of growth in a lot of new markets as well. One that's a really important market for us right now is growth in the engine market. Irrigation engines, we continue to see growth year over year in that, almost a resurgence because of how good today's propane engines are. Built to run on propane, they're very efficient and very reliable.
Well, and when you have a stationary engine, whether that's on an irrigation engine or a generator, a propane engine is less expensive than a diesel engine.
Yeah, we have a program called the Propane Farm Incentive Program where we provide incentives to ag operations that buy propane-powered equipment in exchange for some information back on that equipment. We've ran this program now, we're in the 6th year, and consistently year after year, people say, yeah, these propane engines work great, they're very reliable, and they cost me less up front, typically 30 to 50% less than a comparable diesel engine, and they typically run about 30 to 50% less on the cost to operate and maintain the engines. So they're good, reliable equipment that helps people make more money at the end of the day.
I know we use propane on our generators at the radio station, and because the fuel, I can always count on it not going stale.
Yeah, one of the really nice things about propane is it's readily available and it's very reliable. You have a good propane marketer that keeps your tank full. You're not reliant on the grid. It will not go bad. It's not a theft concern. It just, as a fuel, it delivers the power and the availability you need to make sure that you get your job done.
Truly, there's been a resurgence in the demand for crop drying.
Yeah, one of the things we see with crop drying, a lot of efficiency upgrades. Today's grain dryers, the throughput on them, the capacity is just continues to grow to keep up with growing yields and farm sizes, and the efficiency just gets better and better. What we found through our incentive program is that by making the switch from an old grain dryer to a new grain dryer, you can typically gain about 50% efficiency gains. And so we've got a lot of farms that are saying, hey, I've never dried grain on the farm. I take it to the elevator, but I might want to consider that. I can harvest when I want, harvest early, get it out of the field before weather hits, don't kind of lose some of those field losses, and not have to pay someone else to do it, and be able to do it on your own terms, kind of an independent farm approach.
We're visiting with Cinch Munson with the Propane Council. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Come back after the break for a look at Billy Hall's feedlot business.
This is Eric Stonestreet, and as many of you know, I love my home state of Kansas. In March, Kansas ranchers lost homes, equipment, and thousands of cattle from the largest wildfires in the state's history. Imagine losing all you have in a fire. Not just your house, but your livelihood. Ranchers are beginning to rebuild, but it will take years and tens of millions of dollars to build back herds, fences, and other infrastructure. Today, I'm asking you to help. Donate what you can and show your support to the ranchers of Kansas. Simply go to kansasfires.com. Your donation is tax deductible and will go to those who need it the most.